Hello and welcome along to part 10 of this Dark Souls guiding playthrough. We're immediately going to go and take on the Capra demon. He's one of the demons, or one of the bosses that most new players have great difficulty with. He actually tends to be the boss that most players get really frustrated with and cease playing the game because they end up spending hours and hours and hours getting frustrated basically, and there's no need to because there's a few strategies you can use to get past him with relative ease. He's not that difficult, but he is frustrating. Or he's not frustrating, but a component of the fight is frustrating. Crack Brown Shield, that's the second best shield in the game. It's not really. Okay, so to get to Capra Demon, you make your way down here and head back to the lower Undead Burg. Remember we opened a shortcut in the last playthrough, in the last part of the playthrough. So I want to pick up a few items, charcoal pine resin, and blood red clumps, no not blood red clumps, the blooming purple moss clumps for going into the depths in Blighttown. There's a particular enemy in Blighttown that can talk at you. Just sneak up on these undead assassins. Yeah, so I'd recommend you do the same. Pick up poison arrows for Anor Londo, at least about 50 of them, as long as you've got something like a longbow. Blooming purple moss clumps, and charcoal pine resin, which applies fire damage to your weapon. Right, so this is us going to enter the boss room, and you'll notice, be sure you're prepared before entering the room. First thing to do is don't lock on to anybody. Get away from the Capra demon and take out the dogs instantly. If you get the opportunity to take out the dogs, kill them. Some new players like to go to the right as they come into the room and go between the kind of wee the pillars. This is annoying because I want that dog to come up here so I can kill him. But you can see that even with one stab of the halberd, you're taking off a massive chunk of the Capra demon's health. He doesn't actually have a lot of health. And what I want to do is eventually, once I kill the dog, I want to do a plunging attack in the Capra demon, because it takes out most of his health. And if you've got a good enough weapon, you can more or less one-shot him. So that's the second dog out. So now it's just a case of being patient and not making any silly mistakes. Take time to heal. You can keep coming round here, keep doing that circular journey that I've done. Up here, down, up here and down. So I'll try and get the plunging attack off on him. Only took off, well, it didn't take off as much health as I thought it would, but I'm not sure if it, fully got him there. His most dangerous attack is the two-handed attack with the Demon Great Machete. That's a weapon he uses. That can be a pretty formidable attack as well. These ones are easily anticipated because they're so telegraphed. That's him down. Not difficult. The dogs are annoying though. And for that you get the key to the depths. Those banished from Undead Burg eke out their exist in the depths, damp lair with no trace of sunlight. Nearly half of the depths form a perilous flood. Anyway, it's interesting that Capra Demon was guarding the key to the depths. The Taurus demon also, you'll remember that one of the first bosses that we encountered, in fact the first boss we encountered in Lordran, the Taurus demon who jumps off the rampart or the turret, he was blocking our way to the first spell of awakening. Who was it? There was a guy. I'm just going to use the homeward bone to go back to the bonfire because there's nothing else for me to do in Lord Undeadburg. It wasn't Epic Name Bro. It wasn't that other guy, Vidia or whatever his name is. Sorry for mispronouncing your name, sir.
Better find a smith box soon, unless you enjoy swinging about with blunt instruments.
No, we will pick up the smith box and the repair box and the bottomless box. Let's come up and speak to Capricious of Furland. You can see that he's got some guests.
Oh, hello. My guests have finally arrived. I will be departing with them shortly. So, I'm afraid I will be saying goodbye soon. It was a pleasure.
What have we here? You look awfully raggedy. Times are grim. The least you can do is look sharp. Don't you dare meet my lady like that. You might scare her off for good.
Can't remember these two guys' name, Nico and...
You are undead as well. Then we've no time to fraternize. I have my mission and you no doubt have yours. We must not let this curse overcome us. Did I not explain the urgency of our tasks? Or are you so uncouth as to lack such judgment? By the looks of you, I should think not. Did I not explain the or are you so...
She's an interesting character.
Oh, you again. What business have you? I don't suppose we can help, though. We accompany my lady on her righteous mission. It is quite a chore, but I'm stuck with her. And Nico, too. I can't very well abandon them now.
So, we'll talk more about this group later in another episode.
Idea of a good time, but what can one do?
So they mentioned the
We hope
catacombs.
we meet again. Rary or not.
I'm not sure what that Latin phrase means. But yeah, we'll talk about this group later. And we'll come back to Petrus as well. Going to fast forward here. What you want to do is head back to Andre of Astora the blacksmith in Undead Parish. Upgrade your armour. You should by this point have a +5 weapon. If you want to upgrade any other weapons, this is the time to do it. I also bought all the boxes, so the smith box, the weapon and armour smithing boxes, and the repair. The repair box and the bottomless box. So make sure you buy all of them as well. And upgrade your armour to at least +5. So what you want to do then is you want to head back to Firelink Shrine. So you're coming from the parish back to Firelink Shrine, and then from Firelink Shrine to the Lord Undeadburg, as if you were coming back to fight the Capra demon. And you'll remember that door we tried in the previous episode. The key to the depths unlocks that door. So this is us beginning our journey through a new area. What I was trying to talk about earlier on was this. It's Dave Control Live, that's the chap's name, and he talked about this theory about how the demons are actually trying to prevent you from be careful as you come down here. There's a undead hollow on the right. Come round here and pick this soul item up, but be careful. Basically the idea I think is that the demons have an interest in stopping you from progressing. You've got the asylum demon and the stray demon back in the undead asylum. You've got the Taurus demon and the Capra demon. They're both stopping you trying to get to the first and second bells of awakening, and also to their mum, and their mum is the Witch of Izalith, who created the Bed of Chaos. That's a butcher, that's a female, believe it or not. You can get a plunging attack off you on this guy. interesting theories, quite complex, and I would urge you to go to that Dave Control Live's channel if you want to learn more about them. Another thing to say about the Capra demon, I should have mentioned this earlier, is that he's weak to fire, lightning damage, and any of the Black Knight weapons, such as the Black Knight sword, Black Knight great axe. All the demons in this game are weak to Black Knight weapons. I talked about that in the previous game, although I got her confused. I thought the Black Knight weapons did extra damage to Black Knights himself. That was wrong, it's occult weapons that do that. Anyway, come down here and be wary of the dog. There's too many damn dogs in this area. So we've got the butcher down here, there's 2 butchers in this area, and they are of moderate difficulty. They're weak to backstabs and poison damage, I believe. So if you wanted to, in the undead female merchant in the sewage tunnel, you can pick up the resin that applies poison damage to your weapon. But I don't think it's necessary, but if you wanted to, you could. I think it's the only time that that resin becomes useful in the whole game. But backstabs are the best way to take these butchers out. I want to take the dog out first. Got a wee bit of a fright there, I wasn't expecting the butcher to come out and attack me like that. The dogs can be annoying when they jump from side to side, it really is a pain in the ass. Yeah, I cannot believe those butchers are female, but we get confirmation from a source in the game that they're female. So you can see I've kind of made a problem for myself by positioning myself between these 2 pillars. It's making it difficult for me to get behind the butcher. You can see I get tagged there, and with my +5 armour, she, I was going to say he, but she is only taking out 1/3 of my health. That attack though I think would take out quite a lot of health. But anyway, once you've taken them out, they're down and they won't respawn. Now, make sure whatever you do, you come down here and come to this chest, because this chest contains the large ember, and the large ember allows you to increase your weapons from +6 to +10. That room there, go in there. If you do not have the master key, you will fall down a gap in the floor, and it will take you to a kind of like mini boss. Put on the rusted iron key here. It makes us walk through water easily, and that's another reason why it was good to go to this island to get that. But yeah, if you don't have the master key, there we go, get a humanity for that. You can see the big thick black thing coming into us. Yeah, if you don't have the master key, go down there.
Here, over here, please.
And you'll
help me.
be careful here. Don't smash your way in. Roll your way into the barrels. If you smash your way into these barrels, you're going to aggro Laurentius.
Thank you. I would have been a supper without you.
Her supper,
Been eaten alive.
i.e. the butchers.
Thank you. Thank you dearly. I am Laurentius, or the Great Swamp.
One of the nicest characters in the game. Probably the nicest guy in all of Lordran. If you do aggro him,
I'm fine, thanks.
he just says we'll go back. He'll see you back at Firelight Shrine. But if you have aggroed him because you hit him, you can go to just run away from here and go to Oswald of Cream and request absolution for your sins. If you look, request absolution. You'll pay a fee, and Laurentius will return to the Firelight Shrine. Now, the second butcher is standing up there. If you progress forward in this corridor, she will jump down and surprise you. Again, position myself badly here, put myself between the pillars. Should probably just fight him and fight her in the corridor. I've never seen a female with a build like that ever in my life, or who sounds like that. It's a 100% guarantee that the last butcher will drop the sack. Totally worthless, pointless item, apart from the fact that you can trade it with Snuggly the Crow for the demon's great machete, which is the one that the asylum demon wields. Asylum demon and the Taurus demon, I think. Pretty powerful weapon. I think you need 31 strength to wield it in both hands. Eventually, my intention is to go with the, in terms of armour, is to go with the thief mask. A thing called the dingy robe is my chest piece. The knight gauntlets for my arms, and black leather boots. And that gives you a good mix between elemental resistance, whatnot, and physical resistance. And physical, be careful here, that item, this is a trap. You walk in to pick that up, and a new enemy jumps in your head or falls in your head. It's called a slime, and they're a massive pain in the ass. There's a chance for them to drop. That sometimes happens. He's normally standing a lot further into the other room, but yeah, I've seen that happen before. These guys have a chance to drop, is it large shards? Large titanite shards? I'll need to double check. You come into this room, you're going to use your arrow, your bow here, or I recommend that you do anyway, to pull this guy towards you, and you'll see the reason why in a second. I love the way these hollows walk through water. Like a baby. Toddler. So yeah, if you don't take this guy, pull this guy, this is what happens if a slime falls on you. You have to press the bumper buttons to shake it off. So if you're running down here, run to your right, don't go on the left, run to your right. Mistakenly run to the left and you can see what happens. I don't want to die because there's something coming up here. This is where the master key comes in handy. We have access to the bonfire straight away. If you don't have the master key, you have to fall down that gap behind the butcher. The butcher that was chopping the meat up on the table. You have to jump down there and pick up the key from another source. Just another short episode today. I hope it's been helpful. That ring of light, something to do with miracles or some such. Anyway, we'll progress through the depths.